Commander Zethkai of the Vorthak hegemony studied the tactical display with growing confusion. The glowing hologram showed a small blue-green planet designated Terra 3, inhabited by a species the galactic databases classified as primitive mammals, with a warning label, classification pending, exercise extreme caution. "Sir," his tactical officer hissed through mandibles that clicked nervously, "the reconnaissance probe has detected something unusual." The display zoomed in on a forested region where their advanced scout team had gone missing 3 cycles ago. The 6-member squad, elite Vorthak hunters equipped with advanced cloaking technology and neural disruptors, had simply vanished while conducting pre-invasion surveillance. "Show me," Zethkai commanded, his 4 arms crossed in mounting irritation. The probe's feed revealed a small wooden structure, what the humans called a cabin, nestled among towering conifers. Smoke curled from its primitive chimney, and warm light spilled from rectangular openings in its walls. But what made Zethkai's secondary heart skip a beat was the scene on the structure's covered platform. His 6 missing scouts lay sprawled, in various positions of complete relaxation. Jaktor, his most feared assassin, was curled into what appeared to be a perfect sphere, his razor-sharp claws retracted entirely. Vesara, the team's demolitions expert, was stretched out on her side, her usually alert eyes closed in apparent contentment. The others were similarly positioned, all displaying behavior patterns completely foreign to Vorthak nature. Are they sleeping?" whispered the tactical officer. Before Zethkai could respond, the cabin's wooden barrier swung open. A bipedal figure emerged, average height for a human, covered in simple woven materials. The creature moved with the unhurried gait typical of prey species, carrying a steaming ceramic container. "By the 7 moons," Zethkai breathed. "It's approaching them." The human settled onto a wooden platform beside the sleeping scouts, seemingly oblivious to the fact that any one of these alien warriors could tear through reinforced battle armor with their bare claws. Instead, the human reached out with one of its soft, vulnerable appendages and gently stroked Jaktor's armored head. The legendary Vorthak assassin, who had single-handedly eliminated an entire crystalline battalion, began producing a low, rhythmic vibration that resonated through the probe's audio sensors. "Sir," the communications officer stammered, "Jaktor is purring." Zethkai watched in stunned silence as the human continued this bizarre ritual with each of his scouts. Vesara rolled onto her back, exposing her vulnerable underside, a position that violated every principle of Vorthak combat training. When the human scratched her armored belly, her powerful hind legs began moving in small, rhythmic motions. "This is impossible," Zethkai muttered. "Our scouts underwent decades of conditioning. They're immune to all known forms of neural manipulation, psychological warfare, and mind control techniques." The scene continued to unfold in defiance of all logic. The human had apparently prepared food, actual nutrients, not the standard military rations, and was hand-feeding his warriors. Elite soldiers who could survive weeks on minimal sustenance were accepting these offerings with evident enthusiasm. "Commander!" The xenobiologist's voice crackled through the comm system from the science deck. "I've been analyzing the behavioral patterns. The humans have somehow triggered what our databases classify as comfort responses in our scouts. It's as if they've been adopted." "Adopted?" Zethkai's voice rose an octave. "Yes, sir. The human appears to be exhibiting protective caregiving behaviors typically reserved for offspring, and our scouts are responding with submission and trust indicators that shouldn't be possible given their training. Zethkai zoomed the display for a closer view. The human was now producing soft vocalizations while continuing the physical contact ritual. His scouts had arranged themselves in a protective circle around the creature, but not as guards, as recipients of its attention. "Sir," the tactical officer ventured, "should we extract them?" "With what?" Zethkai snapped. "They're 7 times stronger than that human, armed with enough firepower to level a city block, and they're letting it feed them by hand." The display showed the human rising and moving toward the cabin's entrance. Immediately, all 6 scouts followed in a loose formation, their predatory stalking gaits replaced by an almost playful gait. When the human paused and gestured, they arranged themselves in neat rows. "They're responding to commands," the xenobiologist reported unnecessarily. The human disappeared into the structure, returning moments later with 6 small circular objects. Each scout received one, which they began manipulating with their claws in a manner that could only be described as playful. "Toys," Zethkai said flatly. "It gave them toys." "Commander," the communications officer announced, "incoming transmission from Scout Leader Jack Tor." "Put him through!" The hologram shimmered, and Jack Tor's scarred visage appeared. But instead of his usual battle-hardened expression, his features were relaxed, almost content. "Commander," Jack Tor's voice carried, none of its typical edge, mission status, complicated. "Explain." "The human found us during initial reconnaissance. We prepared for combat, but—" Jack Tor paused, his mandibles working in what Zethkai recognized as confusion. "It offered us food, not as a peace gesture or tribute, but as care. When Zimlax was injured in that rockfall, the human tended to his wounds without asking for anything in return. So you're compromised." "No, sir. We're protected. The human calls us his big cats. It provides shelter, sustenance, and something our training never prepared us for: unconditional acceptance." Zethkai stared at the transmission. In the background, he could see Vesara rolling contentedly in what appeared to be dried plant matter. "Jack Tor, you're elite Vorthak warriors, not domesticated pets." "With respect, Commander," Jack Tor's expression grew thoughtful. "Perhaps that's exactly what we needed to become." The transmission ended, leaving Zethkai staring at the tactical display. His 6 deadliest scouts had been neutralized not by superior firepower or advanced technology, but by simple kindness from a species that logic dictated they should easily conquer. "Sir," the tactical officer whispered, "your orders?" Zethkai watched as the human emerged from the cabin with a larger bowl of food, causing all 6 scouts to converge with obvious anticipation. The creature showed no fear, no dominance displays, just patient care for beings that could destroy it without effort. "Set course for the Andromeda sector," he commanded finally. "Sir, if a single human can neutralize our elite forces with nothing but hospitality, imagine what an entire planet of them could do." Zethkai turned from the display. "Mark Terra 3 as indefinitely delayed and classify humans as a Class X civilization." "Class X, sir? But they have no advanced weaponry, no shield technology." "No," Zethkai interrupted. "They have something far more dangerous. They have the ability to make you want to protect them instead of conquer them." As the Vorthak fleet changed course, the probe's final transmission showed 6 deadly alien warriors contentedly napping in a pile beside a small wooden cabin, while their human guardian sat nearby, gently stroking their armored heads and humming soft melodies into the fading afternoon light. In the end, the galaxy's most feared predators had discovered something they never knew they needed: a home.